which are extremely concerning. Lied and used fake documents to obtain the interview with my mother.
Royal tensions have erupted once again, this time hitting the heart of the British monarchy. Prince William and Princess Kate are reportedly outraged. Their fury ignited after Camilla allegedly tore down the statue of Princess Diana, a symbol of love, loss, and a nation's enduring admiration. So, what could drive such a dramatic move in the royal family, and how will it shake the delicate balance between past and present? Join us as we uncover Prince William and Princess Kate's reaction to Queen Camilla ripping down Diana's statue. Silent strike against Diana. In July 2025, a heavy, almost tangible gloom hung over Kensington Palace, as if an unseen storm cloud had settled on its centuries-old walls. Princess Kate Middleton, newly returned from a grueling battle with cancer, was preparing for a grand public reappearance. After months away, she radiated a vitality and resilience that the world had yet to witness, a quiet yet undeniable triumph over adversity. But just as the palace prepared to celebrate her return, a secret and shocking order arrived from Queen Camilla's private office. Like a blade slicing through the heart of the royal family, the decree demanded the removal of Princess Diana's statue from the sunken garden. A symbol of love, courage, and compassion, the statue had stood for years as a beacon for the millions who admired her. No explanation was offered, no formal announcement made. Even the senior royals, including William and Kate, were left in the dark. In the early hours of a Monday, while London remained cloaked in darkness, a team of palace staff, overseen by a stern and silent manager, began their grim task. The roar of drills shattered the quiet. Chunks of concrete fell away as the statue, depicting Diana tenderly embracing two children, her eyes brimming with warmth and compassion, was dismantled with ruthless precision. Fragments tumbled to the ground as if her memory itself could be erased with a single command. An anonymous palace insider, trembling with fear, leaked the shocking truth to the Times. The order came straight from Queen Camilla's office. No one dared challenge it, though everyone felt the weight of its wrongness. William and Kate were not even informed before their return from Sandringham. For them, and for the staff who had witnessed it was a betrayal beyond comprehension. The sunken garden, unveiled in 2017 to mark the 20th anniversary of Diana's passing, was far more than a peaceful corner of Kensington. It was a sacred sanctuary, a place where thousands of admirers from around the world came to honor a woman who had shattered royal barriers, spoken truth to power, and touched millions with her heart. The statue had been more than stone. It was a living reminder of Diana's gentle yet unyielding spirit, a symbol that she was not merely a princess, but an immortal icon of compassion and courage. Its removal, carried out in secret, left a wound that cut deep, both within the palace walls and across the nation. As dawn broke over the empty garden, the bare concrete base bore fresh scars from the drills. The news leaked that very morning, setting off a firestorm across the media. The Sun screamed on its front page, "Camilla erases Diana daily." The Mail thundered, "Unrelenting betrayal at Kensington." On X, the hashtag #DianaBetrayed shot to the top of global trends, accompanied by furious messages. One user wrote, their voice dripping with outrage, "They think they can erase Diana with a single order. Camilla has gone too far. Diana is immortal in our hearts." Inside the palace, the tension was so thick it could be cut with a knife. Staff whispered nervously in dim corridors, fearing the storm that was coming. A long-serving attendant, eyes wide with worry, murmured to a colleague, "I've never seen the palace like this. This isn't just about a statue, it's war." William, who had always regarded his mother as his guiding light, was said to be incandescent with rage. Upon hearing the news, he immediately summoned his advisors to an emergency meeting, his voice trembling with anger. But it was Kate. known for her calm and measured diplomacy, who stunned everyone. She was not just furious. Her eyes burned with a fire never seen before, a silent vow that Diana's legacy would not be erased. Can William and Kate maintain their unbreakable position? Let's find out. William and Kate's relentless stand. At Clarence House, just hours after Prince William and Princess Kate return from Sandringham, an urgent meeting is called. The oak-paneled room, heavy with centuries of royal history, seems to transform into a battlefield of tension and unspoken power. Portraits of past monarchs stare down from the walls, their eyes like silent judges of every word spoken. William, who is usually calm and composed in public, can no longer hold back his anger. He jumps to his feet, slamming his hand against the polished table. Crystal glasses rattle under the force, echoing his fury across the room. "This is my mother," he roars, his voice trembling with barely contained emotion. "This is her legacy. How dare you touch it without speaking to me first? This is an unforgivable insult." A heavy silence falls. Advisors avert their eyes, shrinking under the weight of his rage. King Charles, seated at the head of the table, furrows his brow, his expression a mix of unease and discomfort. Camilla, normally poised and sharp, sits frozen, her fingers clutching an intricately embroidered handkerchief as if it could anchor her composure. But all attention soon turns to Kate. She sits beside William, hands gripping the arms of her chair until her knuckles turn white. For 14 years, she has been the very definition of restraint, smoothing over disputes, quietly supporting William, and maintaining harmony behind the palace doors. Today, however, something deep within her has changed. Kate rises slowly, her eyes cold and piercing, a quiet fire blazing beneath her composed exterior. Her voice is calm, but every word slices through the room like steel. "This isn't just about my husband's mother," she says. "This is about the woman who broke the silence of the monarchy, who paved the way for me and for every woman who came after her. She sacrificed, she fought, and she loved with all her heart. And now you want to erase her as if she never existed." The room is stunned into silence. Not a sound, not even a cough. Only Kate's words hang in the air, a declaration of war that cannot be ignored. Charles looks at her, eyes wide with surprise and a hint of unease. He has never seen Kate like this. Not the gentle, smiling bride seen in public, but a warrior standing unflinchingly in defense of a legacy. Camilla, usually quick to respond with sharp words, lowers her head, lips pressed tightly together, hands gripping her handkerchief until the veins in her fingers stand out. But Kate does not falter. She locks eyes with Camilla, her voice unyielding. "You may be queen, but you do not have the right to erase history. No one does." Her words strike like lightning, shattering the heavy, oppressive atmosphere. William, still simmering with anger, looks at his wife with awe and pride. Charles attempts to intervene, his voice low and weary. "Kate, I understand your feelings, but we need to handle this as a family." Kate shakes her head, her gaze unwavering, as if she has risen above the strict rules of royal protocol. "This isn't just a family matter, Your Majesty," she says. "This is about justice. I will not allow Princess Diana's memory to be erased." The meeting ends in suffocating silence. Camilla leaves without a word, but the fleeting flicker of anger, hurt, and fear in her eyes speaks volumes. William reaches for her hand, a small but powerful gesture, signaling his unwavering support. How did Diana's fans react to Camilla taking down their beloved princess statue? Let's take a closer look. Diana's statue. Removal protest. Recently, in a shocking moment, news broke that Princess Diana's statue had been removed from the sunken garden at Kensington Palace. The revelation swept through the hearts of her admirers like an icy, relentless wind, sparking a wave of outrage that could not be contained. This was no longer a private palace affair. It became a global crisis, touching the sacred memory of millions who still called Diana the Queen of Hearts. From the busy streets of London to far-flung cities around the world, voices united in a chorus demanding justice, their echoes impossible to ignore. Across the Atlantic in Philadelphia, a fierce reaction was quietly gathering. The Diana Foundation, devoted to carrying forward Diana's charitable work, was preparing to make its presence felt. Dr. Emily Carter, the foundation's silver-haired, sharp-eyed chairwoman, had dedicated her life to preserving Diana's memory. When the news reached her, she summoned her team to a modest office filled with photographs of Diana's greatest moments. Walking hand in hand with orphans in Africa, stepping carefully through minefields to advocate for peace, smiling gently at those society had forgotten. With determination burning in her eyes, Emily began drafting an open letter to the British royal household. Her words were sharp, yet soaked in emotion, a damning but heartfelt indictment. The right to remember is sacred. Princess Diana was not only a symbol of Britain, but a guiding light for millions around the world. Removing her statue from the sunken garden is an unacceptable betrayal of the values she lived and died for. We, the Diana Foundation, on behalf of the millions who cherish her, demand that Queen Camilla reverse this shameful decision and restore the statue to its rightful place, in the heart of the garden and in the heart of us all. The letter was posted on the Foundation's website and immediately spread like wildfire, shared by charities, celebrities, and people who had worked with Diana. Within 24 hours, an online petition launched by the Foundation had gathered over 50,000 signatures, growing by the minute. Small protests sprang up, not just in London, but in New York, Sydney, and Paris. Outside Kensington Palace, hundreds of people held white roses, Diana's enduring symbol, and carried handmade signs declaring, "Diana will never be forgotten. Camilla will pay." Inside the palace, the growing public pressure plunged the monarchy into uncertainty. A close source revealed that Queen Camilla, while outwardly composed, felt the storm closing in. In a rare private moment at Clarence House, she confided to a trusted advisor, her voice trembling with a mix of bitterness and frustration. "I only wanted to clear the past, not erase it. I want the monarchy to move forward, not be haunted by old shadows. Why can't anyone see my intentions?" Her words, however, did little to calm the outrage. Fully aware of public sentiment, Camilla convened a late-night meeting with her closest advisors in a dimly lit room warmed by a flickering fireplace. Sitting at the head of the table, hands clenched, eyes sharp yet betraying unease, she spoke in a low, determined voice. "I will not let them paint me as the villain forever. We need a strategy to regain support and show that this was not against Diana, but for the unity of the monarchy." An advisor cautiously suggested a public statement, claiming that the statue's removal was part of a garden renovation. Camilla shook her head. "The public won't believe that. They are siding with William and Kate, who have openly defended Diana's memory. They see me as the enemy, but I will not bow to this pressure." King Charles's silence complicated matters further. As Diana's former husband, he faced intense public and media scrutiny. Why had he not intervened? Palace staff whispered that he felt trapped, torn between loyalty to Camilla and the enduring memory of Diana, his first love. A veteran butler murmured to a colleague in a shadowed corridor, "The king looks like he's carrying the weight of the world. He wants to protect Camilla, but he knows Diana remains an indelible part of the monarchy." Meanwhile, at Kensington Palace, Prince William and Princess Kate prepared their next moves. They knew this fight was not just about restoring a statue, it was about protecting Diana's memory from being diminished. A close advisor revealed that Princess Kate was fighting not only for Diana, but for her own role in the monarchy, for her children's future, and for the principle that compassion must prevail. The letter from Philadelphia, combined with protests and a swelling public outcry, had turned this into a historic moment for the British monarchy. Camilla, though outwardly defiant, faced a tide of opposition that could not be stopped. But will she relent or continue to fight for her rightful position? Let's explore Kate's triumphant return. In June 2025, London basks under brilliant, cloudless skies as the annual Trooping the Colour, celebrating the King's official birthday, unfolds with its usual pomp and pageantry. Yet, inside Buckingham Palace, the mood is tense, heavy, and electric, as if a storm of hidden emotions is pressing against the palace walls. Only weeks earlier, the dramatic removal of Princess Diana's statue had sent shockwaves across the world. Now, the spotlight is not on the glittering cavalry, the golden trumpets, or the marching guards. It is on Princess Kate Middleton, stepping into the public eye for the first time in over 6 months since her courageous battle with illness. The world expects a fragile, delicate Kate, someone marked visibly by her ordeal. But as she appears on the Buckingham Palace balcony beside Prince William, all preconceptions shatter. Before the eyes of thousands gathered in Buckingham Square, Kate emerges as a resolute warrior, a woman brimming with determination, loyalty, and unshakable strength. She wears an emerald green dress, its shade a tender nod to Diana's beloved ensembles, tailored perfectly to highlight her grace and inner power. Her hair is swept up, revealing a slender, elegant neck, and her eyes burn with a fierce intensity, as if she has set aside the gentle mantle of a princess and donned the armor of a protector of legacy. The crowd erupts, a thunderous wave of cheers and applause. But they are not merely celebrating Kate's return. They sense a seismic shift, a silent proclamation that she is ready for a far larger, more personal battle. What captures the world's attention most is Kate's interaction, or, more accurately, her deliberate non-interaction with Queen Camilla. In the past, Kate followed royal protocol impeccably: the soft curtsy, the polite smile, the careful gestures of respect and harmony. Today, all of that disappears. Kate stands upright, shoulders squared, her gaze sharp, steely, refusing to acknowledge Camilla. A ripple of whispers spreads through the crowd like wind across a lake. Cameras click and shutters whir, capturing a look that is not merely cold, but defiantly bold, a clear statement that the old rules no longer apply. A Daily Mail reporter writes later, excitement palpable in every word. It wasn't just a look. It was a declaration of war. Kate Middleton just sent Camilla one clear message: I am no longer your ally. The drama deepens with a small, yet powerful gesture that had taken place that morning. Camilla had sent Kate a royal brooch, golden with pearls, nestled in a red velvet box that caught the morning sunlight. A handwritten note accompanied it reading, "Let us shine together today." In royal tradition, such a gift signifies unity, a symbolic olive branch after the statue controversy. Yet Kate, in a rare moment of defiance, refuses the gift. Instead, she wears a pearl necklace once belonging to Diana herself, a simple, unassuming piece that had graced Diana at her most important occasions. Each pearl is a quiet but profound reminder of Diana's compassion, courage, and enduring spirit. The choice speaks louder than words. I stand with Diana. I do not need your empty gestures. Social media ignites. On X, fans of Diana flood the platform, sharing posts by the tens of thousands within hours. One declares, Kate just showed Camilla who truly holds the people's hearts. She is not just a princess, she is Diana's protector. Meanwhile, Camilla's carefully rehearsed composure begins to crack. Observers note her tightly clutching an embroidered handkerchief, fingers trembling ever so slightly, a forced smile unable to mask the tension underneath. A palace staffer, lingering in a shadowed corridor, whispers to a colleague, "The Queen knows she is losing support." Kate's look today wasn't just a warning, it was a verdict. What was meant to be a ceremony showcasing royal unity and grandeur transforms into a silent yet unrelenting showdown. Below, the cavalry marches with glittering precision, trumpets blare, and drums thunder. Yet the public's gaze is riveted not on the flags or uniforms, but on the balcony, where Kate stands, shoulder to shoulder with William, his hand gripping hers tighter than ever. Beside them, Camilla appears diminished, overshadowed by both Diana's legacy and Kate's unshakable resolve. Will the royal family be able to resolve this issue peacefully, or will it further trigger the rift? Let's find out. Battle over Diana's memory. In July 2025, inside the ancient walls of Windsor Castle, walls that had witnessed centuries of dynasties rising and falling, a secret meeting was called, carrying the weight of a fateful trial. The room, lined with portraits of long-dead monarchs, seemed to watch silently, judging every word. Candlelight flickered across the polished oak, but the air was thick with tension, as though a storm were gathering. At the center of it all were three figures: King Charles, Princess Kate Middleton, and Queen Camilla, the two women who had shaped his life, now standing on opposite sides like flames that refused to meet. Charles, worn down by the pressures of family and crown, began with a quiet, urgent plea. His eyes, lined with the years of duty, scanned the room for a way to calm the rising storm. "We must resolve this peacefully," he said. "The monarchy cannot survive divided by misunderstandings. I want to hear from everyone so we can find a solution." But his words, though sincere, could not melt the icy tension. Prince William, whose mother had been his guiding light, could no longer hold back. His voice boomed, full of pain and anger. "Peace? When my mother is insulted within these walls, that statue isn't just stone, it's her memory, everything she gave. How could this happen without a single word?" Beside him, Kate gripped his hand, a quiet reminder of their unity. Known for her poise, she now stared with unflinching resolve, her voice calm but deadly serious. "Your Majesty," she said, "this isn't a misunderstanding. This is a deliberate attempt to erase the memory of a woman who inspired millions and gave people hope. If she can be erased from the sunken garden, who is safe from such orders?" Her words sliced through the heavy air, plunging the room into silence. Charles looked at her uneasily. This was a Kate Middleton he had never seen before, a warrior willing to confront even the crown. William nodded beside her, his voice steady but firm. "My mother sacrificed too much. You are the king, but you are also my father. You must decide, stand with her memory or risk losing the trust of my family and the British public." Opposite them, Camilla felt their words like arrows piercing her. Her hands trembled around a delicate handkerchief, her eyes red but defiant. She took a deep breath, her voice quivering yet desperate. "I never meant to insult Diana," she said. "I only wanted the monarchy to move forward, to leave old disputes behind. The statue wasn't destroyed, it was moved for garden renovations, to create a space that honors us all. Why must everyone see me as the enemy? I only want unity for this family." But her explanation only fanned the flames. William slammed his hand on the table, almost shouting, "Unity! Would you have moved the statue without destroying it if the public and Kate hadn't pushed back? Do you think an explanation heals this pain? The public demands justice, and so do we." Kate's icy gaze picked up where William left off, her voice calm but unyielding. "Your Majesty, if you don't act, we will. Diana doesn't just belong to the monarchy, she belongs to the world. We will protect her memory, no matter who stands in our way." The room fell into oppressive silence, broken only by the steady ticking of an antique clock marking the seconds of tension. Charles, caught between loyalty to his wife and his children, seemed powerless. His eyes flicked from Camilla, his chosen partner for later life, to Kate and William, the future of the monarchy. His hands shook, his face etched with the agony of an impossible decision. Finally he spoke, his voice heavy with sorrow. "Enough. The statue of Diana will be restored to the sunken garden. I will issue the order today. This dispute ends here." His decision rang firm, yet pained. Kate and William exchanged a glance, a mix of relief and weariness, knowing the victory was temporary. Camilla lowered her head, hands clenched, eyes flashing with hurt and anger. She rose, her steps heavy, and left without a word. A staffer outside whispered, "The Queen looks like she lost a chess match. I've never seen her so defeated." As William and Kate departed, the castle felt colder. Camilla, unable to restrain herself, confronted Charles in a shadowed corridor. Her voice trembled with fury, every word a wound. "Charles, you sided with them. You left me to face the world's blame as if I were the only villain. You are my husband. You should have defended me, explained. I meant no harm." Charles, weary and lined with pain, replied firmly, "Camilla, I couldn't let the monarchy fracture. The public, William, Kate, they wouldn't forgive me if I didn't act. I did what was needed for peace." Camilla let out a bitter laugh, her eyes blazing with disappointment. "Peace? You call this peace? You let the world vilify me. Let Kate and William make me the enemy. You think the statue is everything? This is about power, and you handed it to them." Charles shook his head, whispering, "I didn't choose sides, Camilla. I chose the monarchy. But if you want to keep fighting, you'll face it alone." Camilla froze, her eyes like ice. She turned away, her footsteps echoing through the dark corridor, carrying her anger and heartbreak. Will Camilla ever agree to the return of Diana's statue? Let's find out. Restoration of Diana's statue. By late July 2025, waves of public protests outside Kensington Palace, fueled by unrelenting anger, combine with the firm determination of William and Kate to create a force the monarchy cannot ignore. Finally, Buckingham Palace breaks the tense silence with a formal statement. Princess Diana's statue will be returned to its rightful place in the sunken garden. The palace also reveals plans to surround the statue with an elegant glass fence, ensuring it remains protected forever, a promise that the Queen of Hearts will never be disturbed again. The news spreads quickly, easing the public's fury like a cool breeze on a hot day. Across social media, thousands of people share pictures of Diana's statue. Her gentle embrace of 3 children, her warm smile, her compassionate eyes, captioned with words like, "Diana's back." The hashtag Diana Lives On explodes across platforms, filled with joy, pride, and relief. One post even earns over 1 million likes, declaring, "Justice has triumphed." Thank you, Kate and William, for making sure Diana is never forgotten. But even amid celebration, controversy lingers. Camilla, though not openly opposing, initially refuses to sign the final legal document, delaying the statue's official restoration. An insider reveals this was her last attempt to hold her ground. In a private meeting at Clarence House, her voice thick with bitterness, she tells her advisors, "I won't let them paint me as the loser. Restoring the statue is one thing, but I won't let them think I've surrendered." Kate Middleton, with steely resolve and careful strategy, refuses to let Camilla dominate the situation. Recognizing the need to hold her accountable, Kate quietly contacts major charities, including the Diana Foundation and influential MPs, urging them to increase public pressure. She also gives a short but powerful BBC interview emphasizing, "Diana isn't just part of the monarchy. She is a symbol of compassion and courage. Restoring her statue isn't just an administrative act, it's a promise to the public that her memory will always be honored." Kate's words quickly go viral, reigniting public outrage. Calls and letters flood Buckingham Palace, demanding Camilla sign the document. Finally, under relentless pressure from the public, the media, and Kate's coordinated efforts, Camilla relents. On a gray morning at Clarence House, she sits at her desk, pen in hand, eyes filled with reluctance. With a heavy sigh, she signs the document, officially approving the return of Diana's statue. So what do you think about Prince William and Princess Kate's firm stand against Camilla after ripping down Diana's statue? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe.